Mud heap in the centre as we start the game between Carlton and North Melbourne. And Justin Madden wins the first tap. Law for North Melbourne. Kickett loses control. Quickly it comes back to Schwass, and his kick inside half forward. McCarthy did well but couldn't quite take the mark. Under the pack, Nayley gets the tap out. Once, twice. Out of defence by Meldrum. Let go 10 metres. Well, it's a free kick against Madden. That's a pretty solid blow to Spargo in the opening minute of the game. In fact, I don't think he's ready to take his own kick. Schwass is back there to take it for him. But Spargo will, in fact, be able to take the kick. So Justin Madden showing the aggression that he showed in Sydney last Friday night. How did Lyle get that far in the clear? Well, maybe Carlton figure he's too far out to score, so they didn't bother to pick him up. Madden's gone back to the goal line.
Expecting the big kick, Drew, and it's not going to carry today. This ball will get heavier, and it's important now that the team takes the advantage while it's dry and light.
Breeze at his back. North with the wind in the first quarter. Lyle from just inside 50. Good kick. So Carlton have paid the price.
And as I said, important to get the advantage of the dry ball, and North Melbourne have done that through Mark Lyle. And it'll be interesting to see how this ground reacts to the 36 players that are on it. I think it'll really cut up. It's just like quicksand. And Mark Lyle, a good kick from near the 50-metre line.
Mark Lyle hasn't really been a goal kicker in his career. That's just his 14th goal in 36 games. Off the ground by Dean, out towards centre wing. Ramiro missed it. German, he's caught holding it. The umpire says play on. You're in trouble, Bradley. Again the umpire says play on. Eventually Meldrum the hand pass out wide. Blackwell to half forward but very wide. Dennis going to be the first there. But hurried over the line by Ackley, and will have a throw in at Carlton's left half forward. Kernahan against Martin on the ball. Steve Kernahan was named at full forward. Actually playing at centre half forward. Law dispossesses an opponent. Picked up by Dennis. High kick, not a lot of distance. Thumped out of there by the North defence. It comes to Law. His kick up short of half forward. Aitken, a good mark. Played in Carlton's premiership in his first year in 1987. Hasn't found the same form since. That's a good, poor kick though. The mark taken by Schwass. He was trying to go on with it. Somehow gets it out to Kickett. Centre wing. North forward again. Derek Kickett's kick in the direction of Phil Cracker. Aitken's back there and does well. He finds the boundary line.
Well, some parts of this dry are a little bit worse than others. The wing near the members' side is holding. Other parts of the ground still retaining a lot of water. Madden to do the ruck work with McCarthy, playing in his second game, formerly of South Adelaide. Meldrum, high ball back towards the wing, the pack gathering. Bryce over the top, but Hannah quickly onto the ball, and that's all you can do in conditions like this. Send it down, and Dennis, named on interchange, with playing on the half-forward line, just couldn't control it. Larkin in over the top of the ball. Schwaz, a lot of courage shown there as the ball tumbles out in Martin's direction. Quick kick back towards centre wing. DeRui, half back, goes in long towards, or looking for Kernahan, not there. Dorotich behind his opponent. North now run onto the ball, and quickly done as they send it back towards centre half forward over Dean's head. Madden running onto it. Tries to set up a running play, and that's going to be difficult today. And as you can see, Nayley having difficulty holding the slippery ball as the ball comes out in the direction of Kickett. And players will find this ball very, very hard to handle, like a wet pig, or a greasy pig, I should say. And Madden, a good mark on the half-back line for Carlton.
Justin Madden. Kick only reaches the centre. Awkward for Nayley, who overruns it. Comes out the back to Bradley. High to centre half forward. Thumped on by Gleeson into the sandpit. Dorotich still out in front of John Dorotich. He gets a boot to it. But right back in the last line of defence is Larkin to clear for North. He just goes for space. Spargo's recovered from an early knock. Kicked by Spargo out to centre wing. And Carey takes the mark. Wayne Carey, a youngster, 18-year-old, playing his second game for North. Recruited from Adelaide. It's knocked over the back cleverly to Phil Cracker. It's German. And German's going to get the hand pass from Cracker. Nobody in front of him. He gains pace and goes for goal, but kicks out of bounds on the full.
Aiken to bring the ball back in. Had an interrupted season this year, Ian Aiken. A promising debut a couple of years ago. Spargo in front, obviously recovered from that heavy knock. North Melbourne quickly onto it. Romero, and a nice kick. Schwoz in towards goal. He's gone right across the face of the goal for a point. So North 1-1-7. Carlton yes to score.
Mackenzie from full-back. Finds a player unmarked. Ian Herman's got it at half-back flank. He centres to Blackwell. Blackwell puts it wide to Hannah. Again, nobody on him. Millum Hannah, picked during the week for the state squad. To half forward. Comes to the back to Dennis. Snapshot is beautiful.
And Richard Dennis, as I said earlier, named on interchange. Started on the half-forward flank last week, a little quiet against the Sydney Swans, then moved to the half-back line and really did appreciate that move. Played very solid football on the half-back line, but they've named him as a half-forward, and class player is Richard Dennis. One that takes a lot of marks and a deceptive half-forward from of Western Australia, and certainly made his presence felt since coming to this Carlton team.
Umpire will throw the ball up in the middle. It's so heavy there. Nailey. Romero on his hammer. Nailey gets the kick away. Overrun by Fraser Murphy. The umpire's going to throw this in the air. Actually, he's got a bit of green grass there. He might nearly be able to ball it up there. Ian Clayton and Mike Ball in charge. Thrown up again. Lyle wins. Nailey. Herman. Paddles out wide to Murphy. Murphy, long kick, but way off the side of the boot. Dorothy. Dorotich giving Longmire the slip. John Longmire named at full forward, lining up at full back. And here's the angle for John Dorotich.
Pretty seems to see the way that Carlton now playing the game. As soon as they get it near that half-forward line, they send it down long. Maybe that's a new direction in play and a new coach, or there is a new coach, Alex Jezelenko. Dorotich on a rather acute angle, a good camera shot, and straight through the centre. John Dorotich, his first goal. Carlton second, yet to blemish the scoreboard with a point. And on that left, or from that angle there, Dorotich on his right kicking foot. Here it is again in replay, the high ball from Fraser Murphy. If you can bring the ball down quickly, as Carlton did on that occasion, you usually do catch the back man out, and then the advantage is with the forward. You only need a foot break to get an advantage when you're a forward to capitalise. Good play, Carlton.
Carlton into a stiff breeze in this first term, so 2 straight goals, important. Good tap by Madden, finds Bradley, but the mark is taken by Smith. Centre half back for North Melbourne, goes out towards the outer wing. Madden climbs over Lyle and thumps down. Buckley goes backwards 15 metres. Do they lose control of it? Hand pass comes out to Gleeson, up to Kernahan. He's on Martin. Martin did well. Murphy well played. Well done by Murphy. Law dropped the mark. Johnston gets him. Comes to Kernahan again. His left foot for Dorotich. Should have taken that one once he got there so well. Johnston again hauled round the neck. Might nearly be a goal anyway. Just missed.
Wouldn't believe it's the same Carlton side that was playing a couple of weeks ago. North Melbourne have got a lot more to gain than what Carlton have, and really North Melbourne not putting themselves in a good mark there to Bryce. Plays on quickly, and North Melbourne trying to run the ball in these conditions very difficult. Well battled up again by Bryce. Aitken. Dwyer tackling. Bryce going in hard again. A free kick, yes, against Paul Bryce, and taking it Steve Deroux. On centre wing, Deroux. Not too many options up forward because the players just cannot move in this heavy conditions. Kernahan from behind. Buckley warding off Kernahan. Murphy on the ground. Desperate play, trying to get it out. Spargo. And sends the ball long. Obviously an instruction to get the ball down as long as you can in these conditions. Now the ball sliding through. McCarthy. Peter Dean. And I think Dean will see the ball over the boundary line. Yes, he does. And the ball will be thrown in. North Melbourne's right forward flank. Madden and Lyle to do the ruck work. Lyle been doing particularly well early in this game against Madden. Madden, the experienced player. Lyle in front. He's given away the free kick just to Madden. And can Mark Lyle kick another one? He kicked one from 50 metres before, a little further out though. I think he'll just be contented to get somewhere near the goal square. Lead on. McCarthy, a free kick. And Warren McKenzie, the recipient.
Straight up the centre of the ground towards the mud patch. Kernahan can't take the mark. The ball plops. Herman puts it wide. Blackwell, what a clever kick that was by Herman. Blackwell centres now towards full forward. Dorotich fends off an opponent. Bouncing ball. He's after it. Oh, Gaines gathers it well. But the hand pass intercepted by Law. Over the top to Longmire. Law down behind play. Longmire's kick towards centre wing and past it. Nayley with German. Nayley's hand pass is good to Dean. In he goes. DeRuy on the turn to half forward. And a clever mark to Smith.
Ross Smith going towards centre wing. A long ball up high over the back. Just couldn't fail to pull it in. Peter German, a prolific kick getter is Peter German. Playing as a ruck rover today. And Madden and Lyle to do battle again. Centre wing, Madden over the back. Just too tall on that occasion. Spargo running onto it. Good play there by DeRuy. Or was it Ian Herman? I think it was Ian Herman. Going down to the ball and a little bit of an altercation behind play. Spargo. An umpire ball to ball it up or throw it up. A big leap again by Lyle. Bradley over the top and given away the free kick. Ramiro.
Jose Ramiro. Good distance for a little man. Inside 50. Back gathers. No mark. It's knocked out of there. Great scoop up by Nayley. His kick covers no distance. Bradley paddles up the ground. We'll see a lot of paddling today. In fact, if you turned up with a paddle, it might have been useful. High kick to centre wing. Dennis flies. No mark. Martin, who's playing on Kernahan, straight up and down the mine shaft. Meldrum did well. Oh, brilliant play by Dennis out to Herman. Herman's kick to Dorotich. Johnston waits at the back. Doesn't come to him. Gleeson, and the ball goes out of play. Carlton doing well in the first term into the breeze, and they lead by a goal, 2-1 to 1-1.
Carlton look far more positive when they do get the ball. They work it out wide and then direct it into the forward line, and their build-ups have been very, very good. It's a credit to them in these conditions. Larkin, Herman, Spargo trying to get the ball out for North. Herman butters up well. Bradley off the ground. But he just couldn't control the ball, and again to be thrown in more or less the same position it was earlier. Kernahan to do the ruck work. Martin, two number 4s. The younger Martin, the more experienced Kernahan. Johnson over the top of the ball. Buckley, their number 14 for North Melbourne. And again, umpire Clayton will have to throw it up, and probably will do a lot of this today. Players endeavouring to get the ball moving. Just can't in these conditions. A little bit hard. Kernahan over the back. German quickly onto the ball, just moving it forward. Aitken. A high ball towards centre half forward. Courage, Millam-Hanna. Take your mark and take a clap. Well done. That's a lot of courage to run with a fly to the ball as he did then. The state representative, or in the state squad, Millam-Hanna, promoted there last week. And what a magnificent kick deep into the pocket. And fooled all players, went over their head. And on days like today, you can occasionally get onto the torpedo, as Hanna did on that occasion. And they certainly do cover some distance. Ball to be thrown in. Carlton's left forward pocket. The two number 4s to do battle again. Over the back, Spargo. Certainly throwing himself in, Paul Spargo. And breaking from the full back line, Larkin. Ramiro, cracker, a high ball. Players running into spaces, the ball sent out wide, and McCarthy the first to quickly onto it. Gone goalwards, but just didn't quite bring it back far enough, and the ball is out on the full. Free kick to Carlton.
Ian Aitken to take the free kick. Pack gathers out of side. Madden might have used a bit of a push there to get Lyle under the ball. Madden still goes Carlton's way. De Rui been fairly prominent early. Kernahan behind the wing. Up to half forward. Oh, Dennis, what a clever mark. Hurried kick. Not to the advantage of the team. Made it easy for Longmire. Dorotich is after this all the way from full forward. He'll be first there. He's back near centre wing. A solid shepherd by Murphy behind play. Dorotich back to full forward. Dennis has doubled up. Hands to it but couldn't mark. Nailey crawling after it. Mark Nailey within kicking distance. 35 metres offline. And Longmire rushes it through for a behind.
They do that so well, the little fellows at Carlton. They're real perfectionists at it and very competent at doing it. The way Nailey can read the ball, Gleeson, Murphy, they just combine so well with those bigger fellows. Blackwell in front, Schwass over the back. Nobody can control it. Bryce quickly on to kick it. Kick it onto the left foot. Borks then tries to set up the running play. Spargo short, not 10 yards. Plays on quickly, McCarthy. Back to Spargo and towards centre half forward. It's McCarthy again, a nice handball. Open goal, Phil Cracker. Will he kick it? Open goal, North second, Phil Cracker's first. Good build-up by North. They caught Carlton hopping. And talking about hopping, there is one man, Phil Cracker, who doesn't look too fit as he jogs back after kicking that ball. And we'll see here Spargo, after a short 10-metre kick. Well attacked there by McCarthy. It goes onto the left. And here's Phil Cracker running in now. Whether he pulled a muscle, it doesn't look too good behind play. But as he kicked the ball, as soon as he kicked it, you could see him limping. He has had an interrupted season as far as injury, Phil Cracker.
Thrown up in the middle. Madden wins the tap. Well done by German, but lost control of the ball. Eventually Dwyer out of there, onto the chest of Kickett, back near the centre circle. His kick dropped short. Aitken should have taken the mark. Can't blame anybody for dropping one today. Bryce is there. And the umpire said he had enough time to do something with it and pinged him for holding the ball. Against Bryce. Goes to Aitken. Wide to centre wing for Kernahan. Didn't attempt the mark. Schwass first back there. Blackwell knocks it away from him, out of bounds. Carlton by a point. Under 10 minutes left to quarter time. Kernahan doing the ruck work. Looking for Bradley, but he couldn't handle cleanly, but will get the free kick. Ball being relayed to Craig Bradley. And he'll be looking for Kernahan up near centre half forward. Kernahan on Martin. Comes to Gleeson, and Gleeson kicks the goal.
And that is copybook football. I mentioned earlier Nailey. I also mentioned Gleeson as well as Murphy. The way they read the ball off the hands of the pack, and that was just copybook stuff. Watch this. The high ball coming from Bradley. Behind Kernahan, but just reading it so well, Gleeson. And they're just perfectionists at it, Carlton, the little fellows. The way they can scout a pack. Adrian Gleeson should have really played for Fitzroy, but pirated. Now with Carlton. Big fellows go at it again. A good battle between those two, and really try hard to get it out of the centre, and that's all you can do is kick it off the ground. The North did it. Melbourne first onto it. Tries to create a bit of space and find Johnson, and he does. Law coming through hard, met Johnson. I thought the umpire could have paid it to Johnson. Good tackle. Schwass. Larkin. Dwyer out in centre wing. Group of players at half forward, and it was Carey that led in the race to the ball, but he just couldn't control it. But the umpire has paid the free kick, and it's going to Wayne Carey, formerly of North Adelaide. On his second game, Wayne Carey at a very hard position, centre half forward. Big fellow, a high kick. Madden underneath, can he control it? No. Bryce, another high ball, but nobody home for North Melbourne. McKenzie follows up well. Carlton getting the numbers. A magnificent tackle there to dispossess Robertson. It's McCarthy going goalward. And just across the face of goal, he actually hooked that. Should have made better of that, John McCarthy.
Well, especially with Phil Cracker on the goal line, 20 metres in the clear. I don't think John Kennedy will be too happy for McCarthy blazing at goal and missing. All right if he kicked them. Mackenzie, good distance with that kick out of the sandy area. Meldrum to Gleeson, back to Johnston, who gets his first possession for the game, Wayne Johnston. Larkin just inside the boundary line. Gains 35 metres. Knocked out by Dwyer, doesn't go out. Hurried kick inside 50, Phil Cracker there. Off the ground by German. Bryce gets the hand pass back. Romero, set shot from 30 metres and has missed it.
Good touch there by Peter German in the conditions. He just touched the ball and set it up, and Romero should have made better of that shot for goal.
Mackenzie goes straight up the ground again. It goes past Madden. Oh, this is to Carlton's advantage. Picked out of the mud by Blackwell. Touches down rather than bounces. To half forward already. Clever use of the body by Herman, but the umpire pinged him for push. Well, I couldn't see that. And the Carlton fans didn't like it either. The free kick to John Law. It's straight onto the chest of Blackwell, who drops it. Hooks it away. Socket forward for North. Bryce first there. Tried to kick it 50 metres. Kicked it about 1. Meldrum to Rui. Kicks it straight into the belly of Meldrum. Back towards the centre of the ground. Martin on Kernahan. Kernahan puts him under pressure. Martin's kick goes about 4 metres. Gleeson did well. It's very slippery in the middle there. And the umpire, I think, will have to ball it up. Well, Don, what did you think about that? Was that a push down the ground?
Well, had he have taken the mark, I suppose the umpire would have deemed it a mark. But some of those decisions hard to make out, especially the full forwards now. They really do push and shove, and there's a lot of manhandling going on. But that's the beauty of football, a lot of grey. The ball in centre. Gleeson quickly onto that. Struggles through the centre and really couldn't get onto the ball, but you can't blame him. Very hard to get your foot out of that deep Mary Creek mud in the centre. Millen Hanna in front. Dwyer behind. Hanna just can't controlling it. And the umpire will have no alternative but to come in and throw up again. Umpire ball. And Clayton in charge of today's game. Bryce just coming up for North Melbourne, number 22. 17, Nailey. 22 for Carlton, Ian Aiken. Madden jumped early. Blackwell, a kick up towards centre half forward. Kernahan couldn't control it. North got the numbers. Well run by Larkin. Back towards centre wing. Bradley over the back, couldn't control it. And the ball to be thrown in centre wing. 20 playing 15. Carlton's way. Again, Lyle and Madden. A little bit of finessing by Madden. Kick it over the ball and has put himself in today. Kick it. And the free kick going his way against Bradley. And his 50-metre penalty.
Craig Bradley wondering why, but the 50 was given away by Johnston, who seconds after the whistle kicked the ball up the ground. And umpire Clayton has taken the man on the mark to about 52 metres from goal. Derek Kickett taking a 20-metre run at this. Goes for the torpedo right to the edge of the goal square. Phil Cracker hands to it. Chance for McCarthy. Well done, Mackenzie, although that had to be deliberate out of bounds.
Really, the umpire saw that surely. You didn't disguise that too well, Warren Mackenzie.
So North in attack. Carlton lead by 5 points. And Madden goes straight back for the boundary line. Carlton have done well in this first quarter. Into the breeze, outscoring North Melbourne, who thrashed Fitzroy here at the same ground last week. Restricted Fitzroy to just 1 goal for the entire game. That ball's held in and will be thrown up by the umpire. Nice to see Peter Dean back in the lineup for Carlton, playing just his 4th game this year, career total of 82. This will be thrown up by umpire Ball. North Bryce into Madden and gives away the free kick.
Experience on that occasion. Justin Madden prop. And Bryce just not, well, hasn't acquired, and you do acquire technique as far as ruck play is concerned. Just didn't disguise the early jump well. Bradley quickly onto the ball, but can't control it, mainly because his footing went from underneath him on a dry day. He would have got away with that, but Craig Bradley He'll have to be content to go again as the ball's thrown in on centre wing. Two big fellows go at it again. Just developing to a rugby scrum this game, and it will be worse as the day goes on because this ground really starting to cut up. It's like quick sand, very deceptive. Underneath the ground, just not holding at all. Buckley, Larkin. And again, the ball going into touch, as I say in rugby union. And the ball will be thrown in. Carlton's, North Melbourne's right forward flank.
Just under 3 minutes left to quarter time. Tap comes out to Buckley. Tried to slide the hand pass out to Ramiro. Eventually it goes to him. He knocks it forward. Well played by Nailey. Nailey's kick close to out of bounds. And it is out on the full. And the free kick to be taken by Ackley. Up to half forward. Hannah's there for Carlton. Kick it, great pickup. Back he goes. And a long kick by Smith onto the chest of McCarthy. And the Tasmanian a chance to goal from here, from about 50 metres. A similar distance to Mark Lyle's first goal of the match. But the ball is 25 minutes wetter. He'll have to aim it for about the left goal post. McCarthy gets good distance. Aimed it too far left, and it's through for a behind.
Playing well at full forward, John McCarthy. He's leading Warren McKenzie and not frightened to come up the ground. And on occasions, we saw the one where he got it across to Phil Cracker for a goal. He's not frightened to lay it off. It's good team play. And he is proving a bit of a headache at full forward.
Dean's kick in. Knocked down by McKenzie. Dwyer did well to McCarthy. Out to German. German from 45 metres. Centering kick. Bryce underneath it. And through it goes for a behind. Touched the behind post. So it's no score. It'll be a throw-in. North in attack. A minute and a half left in the first quarter. And a goal here would put North in front. Big leap by McCarthy. Nobody there to back him up to get a soccer off the ground. And McKenzie happy to concede a point.
McKenzie to bring the ball in for Carlton, alternating their full backs. Not too many leads coming up the ground. There's one from Madden. That's the only part, and the ball has been attracted to that movement of Madden. Dean quickly onto the ball. Now goes long. Gleeson behind, and it got in front quickly. Ackley, experienced back pocket player who played well last week, goes back towards the centre-half forward position. Tack up, ball down. Ramiro quickly onto the ball. Didn't look for German, but found him anyway. And Peter German on the half forward line, 50 metres from goal. Mark Nailey standing the mark. Looking for options, but nothing on. Gone towards centre-half forward. And McCarthy maybe a little closer to goal. Certainly has opened up the face of goal. I should say Carey. Wayne Carey playing his second game. Already 2 marks. And obviously fancies himself because he's rubbing the ball down, but he'll be kicking for about 50 metres from goal. Should go for the torpedo and does so. And off the hands of the pack and through for another point for North Melbourne. So edging closer, 2 points of difference. Carlton 3-2-20, North Melbourne 2-6-18.
And quarter time, that's the score, 20-18. Start of the second quarter at Princes Park. A new football being used, and even the breeze took hold of the throw-up by the umpire, but German gets the first kick. And that'll be a free kick in the back against Romero. And out comes Blackwell to take the free kick. And what distance he gets. Well inside 50. Kernahan at the back. Again didn't try to mark. Tried to soccer off the ground. Dennis a hand pass out. German's back there. He's been at the foot of every pack, Peter German. Spargo puts it wide to Schwass. Up to centre wing. Hannah read the ball well when it plugged. Back to Spargo. Not bad distance into the breeze. Hannah Shows you how difficult it is to mark. He's caught by Carey. The ball spills free. Romero under pressure from Dean. Dean picked up and then lost it. Comes to Romero again, who's caught in a tackle. The ball held in, and the umpire will ball it up.
Well, it's important now that the team early on gets the advantage of this dry ball. If you can get advantage, the ball will drop. As we saw later in the first quarter, it just gets too heavy.
Comes back to Spargo in the mud. Inside half forward with his kick. What a pickup by McCarthy. Kickett ducks a high tackle. Has another chance at it. Derek Kickett from 40 metres just grabbed as he was in the act of kicking, and the kick dropped short, marked by Robertson on the behind line. Shane Robertson to half-back flank looking for Derui. Kickett in front. Mark or free kick? Oh, nothing for that. Now Bradley. Kickett looked as though the wind had been taken out of him there, and what a mark by Murphy on centre wing. Murphy hoists it high, gains 50 metres. Eventually scooped off the ground by Herman. A centering kick, knocked away by Law, but the ball doesn't go out. And back in defence is Ackley. He's taken the ball out deliberately, and the umpire's free kicked him for it. Well, on a wet day, I'm not sure what else he could do there. Touched the ball about a metre inside the boundary line. The free kick by Gleeson. He centres. Nailey can't take the mark, just to get away from a teammate. Eventually it comes to Larkin, and away to Romero, up to the centre of the ground. Dean charges at it, can't mark, and is held when not in possession, and a free kick to Peter Dean. Caked in the mud. Nailey puts it very wide for Bradley. He's got time to take a week to pick this up. And a good turn in the wet. From 50 metres, Craig Bradley. Great kick! Not quite. And on the last line of defence, it's knocked away by Longmire for a behind.
21, playing 18. And John Kennedy was not happy at quarter time and certainly laid down to Law to the North Melbourne team. A good mark by Law. Captain, half-back flank. Statues further up the ground, and this will be the call of the day today. Players not able to move as Bradley gets it out, looking for options further down the ground. Steadying now, goes long in towards the goal square. Numbers getting back. Fraser Murphy can't control the ball. North Melbourne want to jump on it, and they do. Longmire and Murphy wrestling, and the umpire has no alternative but to throw it up. Now what North Melbourne have got to do is push this ball either over the boundary line or through the goals. Pack up. Ackley, quick kick. Law, Madden, Lyle. Madden unlucky not to get a free kick. Ball coming out, now it's up in the air. Players throwing themselves in. Herman quickly onto the ball, but just couldn't quite get it away as Johnson goes in over the top and maybe get a free kick. He was appealing for one, but Clayton, umpire Clayton, wasn't conned on that occasion. He'll throw the ball up again. Dorotich using his body. Free kick has been spotted around the neck, going Carlton's way. See here on replay. That was the incident there against Ackley. Wayne Johnson well within kicking distance. Plenty of daylight for Wayne Johnson between the goal posts, so the angle shouldn't be a problem. He's a left footer. Former Carlton captain. Third in last year's best and fairest. Johnson goes goalward. He's hooked the ball. Bad miss. Carlton 3-5, 3-4-22. North Melbourne 2-6-18.
John Longmire to kick in for North. Goes for the short one to the back pocket. The umpire's seen something. A kick from outside the square. Oh, he's going to be given another chance.
McRae coming on for North Melbourne.
This time Longmire going longer. Martin against Kernahan. Comes to the back to Johnston. Starting to get into the play a bit now. Oh, Meldrum, a good mark. A finger tipper. Paul Meldrum just forward of the wing. To half forward, Kernahan. Busted the pack up. Ball didn't go out. Dwyer. And kick smothered and out of bounds. And Bradley. Breeze blowing, sun shining. But it'll take more than that to dry this ground out in the next week or so. Actually, Bradley got a hand to that. Throw in. And Bradley's under the pack again to shuffle the hand pass out, but the umpire's going to throw it in the air.
Real slow motion stuff, Drew. Players just can't control the ball. Johnson running onto the ball. Just can't control, as I said earlier. Normally on a dry day, he would not make that mistake, but a free kick. Picked out of it. He's going North Melbourne's way. Peter German towards centre wing. Pack up, Dean down. High ball in, Ackley. And Gleeson in front. No, umpire said play on. Spargo in, off the ground. That's about all you can do is soccer it off the ground. Millen Hannah, Peter Dean. Playing well as Dean, as is Hannah on that half-back line. And again, the ball to be thrown up on the edge of the Merry Creek cricket pitch. Madden, Lyle, Madden. Trying to get out of the ground by Socrates. Oh, look at it. Gleeson. That's a real mud bath, isn't it? Oh, I'm glad we're up here and not down there. And I can tell you that soil smells.
And it sticks. He'd be weighing 25 stone by now. Madden wins a good hit out. Spargo, Kernahan off the ground. Chance for Hannah. Great pickup. 50 metres out with the kick off the side of the boot. And out of bounds. Missing the behind post by about 15 metres, but good pickup in the mud by Millen Hannah. John Longmire. Well, he's lucky. He's at one end of the ground or the other, where it's pretty dry, so he looks fairly clean. Comes to the back, Larkin. Shuffled out. It was a throw, and the umpire saw that. Free kick to North Melbourne. And the kick will come back to Matthew Larkin. 3-4 to 2 goals 6, a 4-point lead to Carlton. No goals so far in this second quarter. Dean thumps down to the front. Off the ground by Spargo. Dean back there again to Hannah. Good kick on the turn. Up past Dennis, and the ball goes off Larkin and out of play. Up at Carlton's half-forward flank. They have the breeze in this second quarter, but so far they haven't managed a goal with the breeze in this turn.
Scoreboard not a true indication of Carlton's dominance. North Melbourne lucky to be only 4 points behind, but because Carlton really haven't capitalised and they've gone forward. But I suppose the same could be said for North Melbourne. 2 goals 6, and a lot of easy kicks missed in the first quarter by North. McRae, who's just come on, and the clean fellow. Nailey gets the ball out. And a free kick, yes, going to Wayne Johnson. On centre wing, Johnson playing on quickly. Getting the ball down towards centre half forward. Doricic behind. Doricic going back over the ball. Kernahan in there as well. Larkin playing on the half-back line. A high ball in towards the centre. Pack fly. Down it comes. Players getting harder to pick up. The numbers being covered by the mud, but Hannah is playing well on the half-back flank. 3 North Melbourne players to beat, and he picks up the free kick. Centre wing, Millen Hannah. Good effort too. Goes long towards the half-forward line. A monstrous kick under the conditions. Kernahan running onto the ball. But again, the ball being bottled up, and again, the umpire has got to come in and throw up. Matthew Larkin, number 9. 4 for Carlton is Stephen Kernahan, the captain.
55 metres out from goal. Carlton in attack. Kernahan wins the tap. Spargo did well to bottle it up. The umpire will throw it up again. North Melbourne out of the 5 on percentage only. So a big one if they can get the points here. Bradley out to Johnston. He puts it wide for DeRuy. Great pickup. kick off the side of the boot and another one out of bounds. Well, it's all very well to pick the ball up cleanly, but it's no good blazing away and giving away the free kick to the opposition, as Carlton have done 2 or 3 times this quarter. Kernahan thumps to the front. Spills out to Nayley, but well done by Ackley. And Larkin takes the ball over the boundary line for throw-in. So Carlton have been tied up down there in that half-forward, flank-forward pocket and haven't a goal on the board in this quarter. They've managed just 2 behinds. Ackley, kick smothered. Comes back to Law, who kicks it straight out of bounds on the full, and the free kick will go to Meldrum.
Paul Meldrum goes in towards the centre half-forward position. Kernahan behind. Dennis, Smith. Larkin throwing himself over the ball and traps it once again. It is becoming monotonous, the throw-ups. But that will be the order of the day. Kernahan to do battle with Martin. Martin, who was it, got it down. Nayley underneath. Quick kick out, couldn't control it. Smith further up the ground, only 20 metres. Meldrum trying to control the ball, finessing. A good tackle by Law, and certainly throws him down after he got rid of the ball. And it's a free kick. It was Law. Is it against Law? Now he's picked out Johnson's the recipient, and he goes long with that torpedo right into the goal square, and Kernahan getting away and does take the easiest chest mark. A torpedo punt from Wayne Johnson, swinging left to right. And here it is on screen again. The high ball, and you can see there Kernahan getting away from his opponent Martin, just slipping at the critical moment. Michael Martin and Kernahan from a very, very difficult angle. Not too much daylight between goal, and as you can see then, quick glance in towards the centre to see alternatives. What will he do? The check side with a banana. And what bad luck, just hitting the top of the goal post. Good shot nonetheless from that position. And so Carlton's 5th point, 3-5-23, North Melbourne 2-6-18.
Well, Carlton will have to be careful about being caught in that dead pocket. Johnston thrown to the ground by McRae. The umpire says play on. Bradley, a hurried kick, bounces out of bounds in that forward pocket. And North Melbourne would be delighted with Carlton. It's almost as though they've got a big wire fence around them. They can't get out of this pocket. Really, if Carlton get possession out of here, the best thing they could do would be a 40-metre kick straight across ground. Get over to this side. Nayley beats a couple, gets a little kick away. It's only 20 metres out from goal. Good pick up by Smith. Long kick, chest mark to Madden. And Justin Madden has taken his 2nd mark. And it's a boomer up towards the goal square. Gee whiz, it just went through for a behind. North nearly mucked it up by keeping the ball in play. But once again, a 55-metre kick by Madden is not much good for another behind. It's 3-6 to 2-6.
Longmire finding Schwash. North retaining position. Schwash, German, running onto the ball, but just didn't quite get to the fall of it. Players coming in again. Ian Herman, 25 for Carlton. Trapping the ball, and again Ian Clayton throwing up 60 metres from goal. Paul Bryce about to come off for North, and Darren Steele, he's interchange. Blackwell underneath, and again Ian Clayton will have to throw the ball up in more or less the same position he did a couple of seconds earlier. Players a little bit slow to get to their feet. Obviously the conditions very draining on the legs and very, very tiring. Dorotich to do the work with Martin. Dorotich brought Martin down, and Martin looking for a free kick. A quick kick by Herman towards centre half forward, and getting away is Kernahan. And a great mark, and that should be 50 metres. John Longmire dropping the knee into the back of Stephen Kernahan. You can see there the Carlton players remonstrating. Johnson coming in. Just interesting to see what Ian Clayton does. He stood back as they let the players push and shove. Now he's taking him back. It was a costly mistake by Longmire. Kernahan or 30-odd metres out when he took that mark, and in the conditions, he might have had a little bit of trouble with the accuracy, but now he will not have any trouble at all. Longmire right on the goal line. Stephen Kernahan will kick directly in front. And no mistake, Carlton's fourth. Stephen Kernahan, his first. 4-6-30 Carlton, 2-6-18 North Melbourne, and they had to work very, very hard, Carlton. Now here's the free kick. Kernahan taking the mark, and what undisciplined play by Longmire. Caught behind, through frustration, just dropped the knees into the back of Kernahan, paid the penalty with a goal.
Looks like we might have lost a football, so we get a replacement. Well, this game's going to cost them 4 new footballs. Does this make 5? No, so it might have been used already. Carlton's break now pretty handy. 2 goals in these conditions. Madden wins the tap. Dennis clean bowled, but finds Herman, gets the hand pass away. German been a top player for North. Just barrels the kick forward. Blackwell. Little kick out wide for Aitken. And for a short time of this game had Carlton attacked from this side of the ground. Dorotich drops a mark, but this is the side to be. No worries. Their first goal for this quarter came when they attacked from this side to Kernahan. And Bradley's got it. You can see by the lack of footprints on this side of the ground, they've hardly been out here. Bradley up towards half forward. Dorotich backs into the pack. Almost a mark to Law. And the umpire's going to ball it up. As Carlton players claim a free kick for John Law holding the ball. Actually, it was Michael Martin last up. Another chance here for Carlton. This is 40 metres out from goal. The breeze right at their back. Dorotich, a strong win in the ruck. Gleeson, caught holding it. The umpire doesn't free kick him. Comes to Larkin. Socket away by Romero. Blackwell, another good pick up in the mud. Missed with his kick. Goes in again. Well played, Blackwell. Law drops the mark. In there is Johnson. And the umpire will ball it up again, right back from where they started. But this is the attacking side. It's where they want to be, isn't it, Don?
Well, as you mentioned, Drew, they've only been out here once, and finished up with a goal to Kernahan. When the ball goes out on that other flank, the outer flank, it's hard to bring back in. Murphy over the ball, can't control it. And the pack will congregate once again. Oh, and that should be a free kick. Derui a little bit late on the scene then. And again, it'll be balled up in more or less the same place it was just a couple of seconds earlier. Dorotich, good hit out. Dennis can't control it. Real scrum developing. Players endeavouring to get the ball to run, but it just won't because of the conditions. Ian Herman, last man up. Dorotich, Martin, Dorotich. Johnson trying to run onto it. Does so. Martin underneath, will be content, and the umpire has paid a technical free just to break up the pack. And the recipient, Michael Martin, is the one going for the ball. Like Tiggy Touchwood, the umpires are predictable in what they do to try and break up or get the game running themselves. Blackwell, followed by 2 North opponents, and throwing the ball. It's going to Peter German. A little bit of behind play between Schwoz and Blackwell. Centre wing. McCarthy behind, can't control it. Aitken playing well across that half-back line. Ackley and the ever-reliable Matthew Larkin.
Well, he's been outstanding too. 11 kicks and 2 hand passes to Larkin in these conditions. McRae on centre wing for North. They haven't been forward of the wing for about the last 15 minutes, North Melbourne. It comes to Bradley. Good kick on the turn, 40 metres. Dorotich a hand to it, but can't mark. Paddles for Dennis. Off the ground, is met by Law. Oh, Dorotich knocks over one of his teammates, Naily. Comes to Martin now, and the umpire will ball it up. Well, it's amazing how little of the play North have had in this quarter. They haven't added to their score. Carlton have added 1 goal 4 with a couple out of bounds as well. Martin over the top to Blackwell. 25-metre kick. Johnston Good mark. Too far out to score. Just under 6.5 minutes left in the second quarter. The kick by Wayne Johnston. Kernahan down there with Martin. Well, Martin over the ball. It spills out. There's a North player down injured.
Doesn't look too good, Drew.
Yeah.
It's John Law. Or was it John Longmire?
Longmire got a kick in the head there accidentally from Fraser Murphy. And John Longmire was battling with Kernahan. Didn't look too good at all.
Now they can take him off directly over the boundary line instead of going through the interchange. But if he does recover, he can still come on back onto the ground, John Longmire. And there it is, Fraser Murphy collecting John Longmire as he went down. There's nothing vicious in it, accidental. You can see there John Longmire talking, so he seems to be quite all right. They'll take him straight over the boundary line. Doesn't have to go through the interchange. Yet he can come back onto the ground when he has recovered.
Well, it's the sort of injury that does crop up in games like this where players are going into packs and trying to soccer it forward and gain 10 metres. So that's bad luck for young John Longmire, 18-year-old. Lyle comes on to replace him.
Lyle going down to the forward pocket.
And we won't get anywhere near the play if North continue. I think they've been forward of the wing about 5 seconds in the quarter.
They haven't controlled the ball at all, Drew, and Carlton, on the other hand, really haven't capitalised on the scoreboard as far as the play is concerned, because they have dominated the second quarter. There's only 12 points of difference in favour of Carlton. The umpire waiting until the stretcher is right out of the danger area. The North trainers carrying John Longmire off the ground. A little bit of time to make up at the end of the quarter. That'll be added to the quarter. Mike Ball to recommence play. McCarthy, Dorotich, Dennis over the back, and that was a good hit out to try and open it up, and Martin will see the ball over the goal line for a point. And 4-7, 31, 2-6, 18. 13-point advantage, Carlton's way.
And Longmire receiving treatment without actually going up into the rooms. Martin kicks in. Madden knocks forward, comes to Herman. Centering kick is good. Oh, what a mark by Smith. Clever mark going back in the same direction as the ball. Gets it off to Ackley. Out to half-back flank. Johnston with the sit. See, the punch came behind him and went out of bounds. Just 5.5 minutes left, and there's John Longmire. Must be seeing stars at the moment. A solid knock to the head off the boot of Murphy. And the shin. Comes to Schwass, who's been pretty quiet today. Centre wing, Phil Cracker. Must be suffering from exposure in this quarter. And the ball goes out. Johnston gives him a solid knock out of bounds. Hall and Cracker out. And Phil Cracker says, well, what do I get for that? The umpire saying nothing.
He's a tough little player, Phil Cracker. You can see there the right knee bandaged. He hurt that after he kicked the first goal. His first goal. It's McRae, a high ball back into the mud patch, and the ball just sticks there. He'll be first to it. Dean, German in hot pursuit. Both players go to ground. The crowd appealing for a free. McKenzie running well down from fullback. Good running by the fullback. German underneath and should get the free kick, and he does. Gains Darui.
A bit overdue, because Dean slipped in the mud, and as he was falling down, he dragged German down with him.
Centre wing. Oh, that should be a free kick as well, and the umpire's picked it out. It's against David Dwyer. Peter Dean, the recipient. Face full of mud, or a handful of mud. Peter Dean, half forward flank. Dorotich behind. Punches the ball down. Spargo off the ground. Ramiro. German back onto it quickly, trying to paddle it on, and does so, but only into the hands of Aitken, and Aitken back to the half-forward flank. And that's player here, Matthew Larkin, proving a real headache and defending stoutly across the half-back line. And the ball, for the second time in this quarter, on the north forward line, on their left half-forward flank. Ball to be thrown in. And they haven't gone forward terribly often this quarter. Wayne Carey, Justin Madden to do the ruck work. Madden, nice hit down. What a touch there, and a free kick being going North way. Darren Steele off into change. Will send North further into attack. Towards centre half forward. Hannah up. Tried to control, but just couldn't bring it down to ground. Lyle, a good tackle. Players come in on top of the ball, and again, Clayton will have to, umpire Clayton will have to ball it up.
Just on 3 minutes left now in the second quarter. North Melbourne a goalless quarter, but they have a bit of a chance now. Phil Cracker lost control of it. The umpire will throw it in the air again, and this is only 25 to 30 metres out from goal. It's the best chance North have had all quarter, and yet they only trail by 13 points. Carlton themselves have managed just 1 goal 5 in this term. Dwyer went without it. Aitken shrugged his way through and got a kick in. Murphy takes the mark, slides off the hand pass to Dorotich, who's gone back into defence to win a kick. Out to Johnston, unmarked near the centre. A hand pass to Meldrum. Great play by Carlton. Eventually Blackwell. Well, he couldn't do much there. Romero gets the hand pass out. Comes to Steele. Steele's kick to half forward. Spargo will win a free kick. Goes for a 15-metre kick meant for Steele, intercepted by Dwyer, his teammate. That kick way off the side of the boot towards the pocket. Dean with help from Nailey. Nailey keeps the ball in, finds Hannah. Oh, Hannah gets tackled by German. German does well, wins a little soccer kick, goes in to apply the tackle on Dean. Good pressure by Peter German, but it comes away to Aitken. Aitken took a week, gets the kick up short of centre wing. McCarthy and Dorotich. McCarthy over the ball, loses control of it. Comes to Law, though, for North Melbourne. Can they get a goal before half-time? On the forward line, comes down to Nailey. Bounces up to Aitken. Wide to Hannah. Up to half-forward. Dennis camped under it and takes a good chest mark. He really hugged that into himself.
Richard Dennis looking for options further down the ground. A little bit of movement. It's coming from Kernahan in hot pursuit. Martin, maybe a free kick. Kernahan looking at the umpire. Mike Ball will have nothing of it and will throw it up on the 50-metre line. Players go at it again. McCarthy from over the back of Dorotich. Steele. North started to lift their work rate just a bit as it goes in towards the centre, and a good chest mark on his knees, Meldrum. Quickly on to Mark Nailey. Nailey looking from finding Gleeson. Spargo. Ramiro. North now starting to go into forward line and a little bit more aggression. German. Can he goal? North's first for the quarter. No, he can't. It goes right across the goal face in the shadows of the Social Club, and to be thrown in on North's right forward pocket. Only 19 seconds remaining. Can North get a score? Or more importantly, can they goal? They've got to bring the ball back into the centre from this head out. Madden defending stoutly. Blackwell under duress from Schwarz as the siren goes for half-time. And at half-time, you see Carlton 4-7-31, leading North Melbourne 2-6-18.
Start of the second half here at Princes Park. Carlton leading by 13 points. Madden wins the tap out with the new ball. Spargo high in the air, no distance. Couldn't have been a mark, that one. Who's got it? Dean over the top of it. The umpire is going to ball it up. North Melbourne have made many positional changes. In fact, their forward line looks like what would come used to a back line. Law on the forward line. Bryce has gone to full forward. And you can throw a blanket over about 26 players around this throw-up. Spills out wide. Romero goes wider. Well, Meldrum tried the one-handed pick-up, missed it. Bradley missed a high tackle. Bradley goes in after it again, and the umpire will ball it up just inside the boundary line. But interesting kick that by Romero. Soccer kick straight across the ground. And I'd suggest that this is the side of the ground North would want to play the game from this quarter. McRae tackled high, and he'll take the free kick. Schwass trying to play advantage, but it'll come back to Dean McRae. North with the breeze at their backs in this term may be worth about, well, perhaps 3 goals, although the heavy conditions might take some advantage away from it. What a mark that was by Meldrum.
And in conditions, a very good mark. John Law standing the mark, now playing at centre-half back, started on the forward line. Bryce at full forward. Romero up there, as this player has been a solid player in the first half, Paul Spargo. Spargo towards centre-half forward, making good use of a dry ball. Cracker in front, Robertson behind. Cracker playing under duress with a badly injured knee. Robertson over the ball, and the umpire Ian Clayton will have to come up and ball it up for the umpteenth time in this game. Madden gets it out wide. Meldrum can't control it. Robertson. Phil Cracker scouting. Right knee heavily bandaged. Peeling for the free kick. Ian Herman, the tackler. McRae, who came off interchange, gets the left foot back towards the forward line, dropping in front. Not being able to control it was German. Willem Hanna, a solid performer on that half-back line, again clears for Carlton, but the ball has gone over the boundary line on the full. And North Melbourne at least have got the ball on the attacking side of the ground. Wayne Schwass can bring the ball back into play. A good kick to the 50-metre line. Pack underneath it, ball to ground, Law in there. McRae, a high ball. David Dwyer. Rui couldn't control it, Dwyer. Well picked up by Robertson, clearing. Law snaffles the ball. It's a high one towards goal. Can he bring it around far enough? No, he can't. And that is the 7th point for North Melbourne. So they creep 1 point closer. 31 playing 19.
North's first score since the first quarter. Kenzie kicks in. Madden taps on to Bradley. He gets the kick through the pack. McCarthy marks on his chest in front of Dorotage. John McCarthy in the Tasmanian squad to play the Victorian seconds team on July the 2nd. What a kick! 65 metres. Kick it! A mark! Sensational transfer of the ball by North. And McCarthy's kick wasn't let down by the mark of Kickett.
The advantage of the dry ball, and wasn't it a magnificent kick by McCarthy? McCarthy started at full forward. He was moved to the centre-half back position halfway through the second quarter, and Kickett behind on that occasion. You really couldn't blame his opponent, because he was in front, and the ball has dropped on all occasions today. But Kickett out of the mud.
Vital kick for goal, but he's missed it. Out of bounds on the full, and he failed to score anything. Well, what a shame that was after such a great mark. Carlton whipping the ball out of defence. Nailey up short of centre wing. Blackwell has been a top player for the Blues. Steele ran out of room and takes the ball out of play. Well, North needed that goal. They're 2-7 trailing Carlton 4-7. Madden and Lyle. Bit of an arm wrestle. Comes to Romero. Good hand pass off to Spargo. This is good stuff. Dwyer gathers. Goes inside 50. Beats Dean. Goes for goal. And kicks it.
Now that was the play of the day. The way North Melbourne ran that ball, it was terrific transfer of play, because under these conditions, the ball is not easy to handle. And I thought David Dwyer might have been tackled then, but that was a good handball out by Romero initially. Spargo, and they're just getting away from Peter Dean as David Dwyer, and a really good kick under the conditions. Just carrying the goal line, his first goal, and North Melbourne only 1 goal behind. Madden, a good hit out, been a good battle there, and has done some intelligent work trying to get it out of that glue pot in the centre. Johnson running onto the ball, onto his right foot. It's a high one. Dorotic behind Martin on this occasion. And the youngster very enthusiastic youngster is Michael Martin, taking the mark. He's got Spargo out here by himself on the near wing, but decided against it and will go long. Not a good kick. Madden in front, sort of taking that chest mark, follows up quickly. Good play, Justin Madden. Dorotich area. Larkin over the top of the ball. Dennis. Steele coming off interchange. DeRuy in front, took the bit between the teeth and ran at the ball and just couldn't control it. You have to be happy enough to see it over the boundary line again to be thrown in Carlton's left half forward flank. Kernahan. McCarthy started a full forward, responsible for that goal with a magnificent kick earlier. Again, rugby type scrum, and Ian Clayton will have to throw it up. Play on the Carlton left half forward flank. Kernahan, McCarthy, it's Kernahan, DeRuy over the top of the ball. Dennis in there burrowing as he usually does. Quick kick by Kernahan. Naily trying to get away but can't. And the free kick going in Mark Naily's way. You could see as he tried to get rid of the ball, he was retarded. And he's picked up the kick. 50 metres from goal. The torpedo punt. Will it carry? It's a nice kick off the boot. Dorotich behind. Ball down to ground. Numbers are there. That's required from North, but there's a free kick. Umpire indicating somebody was leg. David Ackley getting up, rubbing the right knee. We'll see this on replay. Adrian Gleeson will be the recipient, because obviously he was pushed in the back or leg just as he was trying to get the ball away. Adrian Gleeson, 5 metres from goal. He'll kick it from 15. And Carlton's fifth. Gleeson's second. Took one earlier in the game. A beautiful rove off the pack. And this time a free kick, and here it is on replay. Maybe a little technical. Twelve points the difference in favour of Carlton.
Carlton have kicked the only 3 goals for the match at the Heatley stand end. 2 in the first quarter and that one to Gleeson in this quarter. Blackwell hurriedly to half forward. Oh, McCarthy a big climb but couldn't take the mark. Taken off Dwyer's hand, but he paddles back to McCarthy. He's caught on a good tackle. No whistle. Spargo pulled off the kick. Top tackling by Herman. Murphy over the ball, and Carlton win the free kick. Weight of numbers. Murphy was legged in that one. Fraser Murphy kicks 30 metres. Kernahan.
Stephen Kernahan's 100th mark for the year. 97 coming into the game. He's picked up 3 marks this game, 2 coming late in the second quarter, and that is his 100th. 1 goal for the game.
Second on the league ladder for mark takers behind Stuart Lowe of St Kilda. Distance and the footing there might be a bit of a problem. He's kicking from 45 metres. Oh, off the side. Still a chance. Forward pocket. Herman running out of room. Goes for goal, but doesn't get it into play. Straight out.
And Fraser Murphy on for North Melbourne, and Andrew McKinnon coming on. McKinnon came on last week at this time against Sydney Swans and was a real contributor in the second half. A magnificent kick out and an equally good mark by the big man Justin Madden, playing on quickly, sending the ball back from where it came. Dorotich, Martin. Dorotich using his body, but the umpire said, oh. John Dorotich letting the umpire know what he thought. And Michael Martin taking the kick from the back pocket. Johnson in front, a good chest mark by the experienced campaigner. Plays on quickly, Kernahan. Goes goalward, is he accurate? No, he's not. And the ball going to the offside for a single. 5-8, 35, 38, 7, 3-7, 25, Carl.
1 goal 2 to Stephen Kernahan. Martin not too sure. Straight up the centre. Spargo the only one there for North. Oh, good mark. At centre half back. Lyle comes off. About to be replaced by Carey. North moving it forward. Law playing on the forward line. German slides the hand pass away. Intercepted by Aiken. Straight back to German. And Aitken gets him, the two of them in that play twice each. Comes to Meldrum. He's kicked close to the boundary line out of side and will beat the players out of bounds. The German gave it straight to Aitken. Aitken said thanks a lot, gave it straight back.
Standard of play certainly picked up in this the third quarter. Could only do so. It was pretty pathetic the first quarter. Conditions being the master. There's Law underneath the ball. Peter Dean behind, and the ball again to be thrown in on North Melbourne's right half-forward flank.
Paul Price in ruck against Justin Madden. Madden at the front. Clears the two of them, but there was ruck infringement. Free kick to Madden. Price not happy. And Madden having a good few moments in this third quarter. Up to centre wing, and an excellent mark taken in front here by Blackpool. Herman to half forward. Dive at it by Johnston. Johnston in after it again. That kick its feet. The umpire will throw it up. At the moment, Carlton 5-8, leading North Melbourne 3-7. Carlton an important goal into the breeze in this third quarter. McCarthy over the top of Kernahan. Dwyer and Bradley after it. Comes to Larkin. Intercepted by Johnston. Great play, but his hand pass missed Herman. Steele took a long time. No whistle. The umpire's going to throw it up.
The umpires have had a new change of outfit. Sparkling white uniform, but the boots are still dirty. Kernahan. McCarthy over the back. Ackley running onto the ball. A quick left foot kick back in towards the centre. Hannah underneath and a good mark despite the opposition from kicker. Willem Hannah has played a serviceable game, a solid game, a magnificent kick down towards the centre half forward position. Martin under the ball, using strength to break away. Does so, goes towards the near wing. Atkin in front. McRae behind. Kicker coming through strongly. Created for Spargo, who in turn goes along to the half-forward line, looking for Law, but underneath the ball. Dean couldn't control it. Going for touch. Shane Robertson.
That was right on the line.
Law. Must have played centre half back, centre half forward. Now doing the ruck work against Madden. Madden just too tall on that occasion. Ramiro. A high ball back into the centre half forward position. Courage, David Dwyer. Just upset then by Wayne Carey, but what tremendous courage. He kept his eye on the ball, running with a fly to the ball, and was upended at the last moment by his teammate running the opposite way. Law and Madden again to do the ruck work in the bog. Height. Gleeson. Dennis overrunning the ball. Bryce underneath in the glue pot. Spargo trying to kick the ball off. Bryce coming through again. He'll be given the free kick. Umpire said too high, and Paul Bryce right in the glue pot.
Not a bad kick with a heavy ball. Knocked out by Mackenzie. But it comes to Carey. Centering kick on the chest of Smith. There's another defender who's gone to the forward line along with John Law. But too far out to score, I think, was Smith. Or maybe not. The breeze right at his back. He's kicking from the 50-metre line, but look at him trying to pick those feet up. Oh, what a kick. Had distance. Oh, kick it. A mark. Plays on. Goes for goal. And kicks a magnificent goal.
Well, he came to North Melbourne with the reputation of being a spectacular player. He certainly showed what he does possess as far as his gifted ability was concerned on that occasion. Played on quickly. Now, there's a good mark from Kickett. I thought the ball may have gone over the boundary line, but he plays on quickly. Really does open up the face of goal and bringing that ball across the left of his body. His first goal. A good battle between Kickett and Hannah.
Madden wins in the middle. A long run too. Out to Dennis. McRae on him. Dennis is necked. Will take the free kick. Richard Dennis, 10th possession. Short kick to Madden. Madden off the left boot inside half forward. Blackwell. Clever and courageous. Wayne Blackwell, man on the mark, 40 metres from goal. It'll need to be his very best kick. North have narrowed the gap to 7 points. Goes for the short pass and kicks straight into Schwass on the mark. That was like something you'd do at practice with a teammate, not the opposition. Here's Dean. And left it behind him for Ackley. Ackley's kick to half forward. Cracker. North have only 2 players forward of the centre. Comes back to Smith. But Smith's kick drops short. Comes back to Derui. Centre of the ground. Bradley. Ball getting heavier by the second that it's in there. Well, Ramiro gets it out to Law. Law's kick to centre half forward. German tried to soccer up the ground. Mackenzie with courage to paddle the ball up to Derui. And centre of the ground, Naley takes a fine mark.
Naley playing on quickly to the near wing. Blackwell underneath again, just couldn't take the mark. Running with the flight of the ball, follows up well. Good play, Wayne Blackwell. Now the umpire will have to come and throw it up. As the ball was pinned to Blackwell, swashed underneath. This game certainly has lifted in the third quarter. Players on both sides realising the situation. North attacking McRae. A good handball over to Schwass, who goes long towards centre half forward. Cracker in front on this occasion, brings the ball to ground. Numbers running onto the ball, but the Carlton defenders quite content to trap it. Trapper on that occasion, Peter Dean. Played a solid game. His third game back, Peter Dean. Just over 9 minutes left in this third quarter. Madden too tall again. Numbers go in on top of the ball. Dean underneath. Will be given the free kick, I think. Yes, the umpire has seen it that way. Peter German just too high on that occasion, getting the arm around the shoulder of Peter Dean. And Dean will relieve for Carlton. An awkward kick, but nonetheless effective in these conditions. Goes to centre wing. Larkin. Ramiro. And courage again. Gee, there's some terrific acts of courage today. Law playing on quickly. Kick it. Not on that occasion. Derek Kickett over the boundary line on the full. What a magnificent goal he kicked earlier. Warren McKenzie with the free kick. Good kick out over the 50-metre line. Bryce. Blackwell playing well in the third quarter. McRae using his body well to get Dennis off the ball. McKinnon. Schwass off the ground. Madden. McCarthy coming through strongly. Larkin looking for options, not on, has to go for the kick. And Dean running into trouble. And lucky to get away with that. Free kick against Peter Smith.
Dean from halfback, out to the wing. Got short of Naley, good mark by Schwass. North lifting. Schwass off to German. German to half forward, comes through to the back of the pack. Meldrum caught in a good tackle by Kickett. Kickett again. Sock it away. Bradley, been a good player for Carlton. Kicked by Bradley to centre half forward. Excellent mark taken by Buckley on Johnston. And he gets around Wayne Johnston. Gains 15 metres. Up to half forward. Madden underneath the ball at the back. German. And North really lifting this term. Carlton lead by 7 points. Too far out to score Peter German. He's not far off scoring. Cracker's there. And it goes through for a behind, actually off Phil Cracker.
Been a lot of rush behinds today, Drew. Ball coming off the hands of the pack and just scooting through. Warren McKenzie. Bring the ball in for Carlton. Nice kick out. The 50-metre line, and there's Ross Smith. Good mark over Steve Derui. Smith, the torpedo, goes long back into the goal square. Pack fly, ball to ground. Naley roving well. As nobody out wide. So Andrew McKinnon playing on quickly. McKinnon sending the ball further around the boundary line. McRae trapping the ball, but a good tackle by Dennis. Smith off before acceptances, plays on with a handball. Spargo quickly onto Ramiro. No options, so Ramiro going long. Hannah over the back will see the ball over the boundary, or over the goal line. For another point to North Melbourne. So North Melbourne creeping closer. Point by point, 38, playing 33.
Ramiro doing all right with 12 possessions. North Melbourne today without Jim Cracker and Mark Arceri. Dean marks, goes wide for Derui. Well, he's got time to slip over, but he's got no teammate within about 40 metres. Bangs it long to centre wing. Bradley in front. Oh, well played by Craig Bradley. He and Herman win the day. Herman's left footer, up short of half forward. Kernahan clean ball. Bradley there again for Carlton, but loses it. Steele, great hand pass. Larkin. Bouncing ball for Dean. Oh, played it well, Peter Dean. McKinnon. Nayley gets the hand pass to Gleeson. Tiptoes through the mud, puts it wide for Bradley. Wide open now for Carlton. Bradley goes as long as he can, which is only about 30 metres, and on the chest of McRae. McRae's kick. Madden, almost. Comes to Bryce, though. He's caught in the tackle. The hand pass away. German caught in another tackle. Into Larkin. Madden used his body beautifully then to get rid of him. Comes to Blackwell. Centering kick, but on the chest of Smith.
Smith's been conned into playing on quickly. Does so. Back into the glue pot. Aiken in front. Ball to ground. Meldrum chops it well. Gets it over to Hannah, who plays on quickly, trying to get a little bit of run as Carlton. Hard in these conditions. McCarthy over the ball. The crowd appealing for a free, but it's McCarthy who breaks from half back. Dean over his head. Robertson coming through well. Nayley, now they attempt to run it. Meldrum. Derui goes the only option. Long, looking for Doricic, behind Doricic. The umpire again will have to come in and throw the ball up. Ian Clayton and Mike Ball in charge of this game. Fraser Murphy coming back on. And Richard Dennis going off for Carlton. Bryce Kernahan up over the top. The umpire didn't deem it a free kick. Kernahan was into the back of Bryce. Great tackling. Johnson onto the ball. Ducks his head. Umpire play on. Kernahan again underneath. The Carlton captain. He's taking his 100th mark for the season, Stephen Kernahan. Only behind Stuart Lowe as far as marks taken this year. Carlton's leading goal kicker. Kernahan again. North off the ground. German. Now they're attempting to run the ball. Schwarz goes long, putting it out into a space to the leading cracker. Can he get away from Robertson? He can on this occasion. He's got that injured right knee. Ball sticks in the glue pot. The umpire says call on, play on. Maley back towards the centre of the ground. Ackley in front. McKinnon on at half-time. Bradley goes long. Doricic behind Martin. McCarthy. Centre wing. Meldrum quickly onto the ball. The left foot kick. Good play then by Larkin. Schwarz shepherding. Players getting harder to pick up as the ball's forced near the boundary line. North trying to set it up with handball, trying to get the ball to move. Aitken under the ball should take the easiest of chest marks. And Carlton's left half-back flank, Ian Aitken.
38 plays 33. The Blues by 5 points. And Aitken's kick is marked by Peter Dean. Second mark, he's had 14 possessions. Coming up for number 15. Dean's kick. Fair bit of height. Kernahan at the back, can't mark. Rove by Bradley. Touches down once. Approaches 50, Craig Bradley. Didn't touch down the second time, and the hand pass was blocked. And then there's a push in the back. Bradley gave away the free kick to Smith. Just tried to do a little bit too much. Kick by Ross Smith. Out to centre wing. Oh, Meldrum almost. Mark not paid. Comes to Larkin. Larkin's kick is wide and out of bounds on the full. And I think at the moment the Carlton fans believe they're being hardly done by, even though they lead the free kicks 21-18. Kick back to centre wing through the hands of Bradley. Dean. Little kick by Steele off the ground. Advantage is paid. No, it's a Carlton free kick. And Madden gridirons the ball back to Peter Dean. No distance in that kick. Madden is centre wing. Spargo bowled over. Murphy up and down in the one spot. Ramiro's doing all right, but on the chest of Hannah. Hannah a bit of distance with this. Johnston in front. And Gleeson keeps it going. The ball stays in on the 50. He centres. Dorotich one out. It clears the two players. Big chance still for John Dorotich. 30 metres from goal. Slides the hand pass away, but it's dropped by Herman. And North not out of it yet. And the umpire will throw it up. Lots of pressure. There didn't seem to be a lot in the first half. It was a pretty quiet half. Carlton leading by 13 points at that stage. Their lead is now 5 points, but they'll come home with the breeze.
Kernahan up high. Just under 30 seconds. Meldrum goes goalward. Underneath and taking a safe mark, the ever-reliable David Ackley. Ackley looking for options further down the ground, but there's just no run at all. Making a change. Longmire coming on for North as Ackley clears. It looks like Paul Spargo in a lot of trouble holding his shoulder as he goes off. This man here, Longmire, was transferred off the ground by way of a stretcher just before half-time as the siren goes to three-quarter time. In the three-quarter time, we see Carlton 5-8-38 leading North Melbourne 4-9-33.
Game up for grabs at the start of the last quarter with Carlton leading by just 5 points. They led at every change. They do have the breeze in this last quarter. German for North Melbourne. And the umpire's going to have to throw it up again. A brand new football is already second hand. Umpire Ian Clayton. Madden wins a good knock. Bradley in underneath the pack. And the umpire will have to ball it up once more. Carlton led by 2 points at quarter time, 13 points at half time, and by 5 points at three-quarter time. Madden again, Johnston, but Larkin takes it off him. The umpire's going to have his fourth throw up to start this final term. Been worked pretty well overtime. Ian Clayton and Mike Ball. A low-scoring game in the conditions. And North Melbourne certainly can't be written off yet. There's Buckley, but can't get boot to ball. Herman can. High to centre half forward. Chance here for Carlton. Knocked out by Ackley away from Gleeson. Ackley after it again. Good hand pass 15 metres to Bryce. Bryce over the centre. North running this direction in the second quarter were scoreless. Meldrum. Smith for North Melbourne. Inside half forward. Off the ground by Mackenzie. Blackwell, who's been a fighter all day. And the umpire said he was tackled high when the North fans were calling for holding the ball. Free kick to Wayne Blackwell.
Blackwell has played well on the centre wing. Will relieve for Carlton from the 50-metre line. Goes long with the dry ball. Got to make advantage or take advantage of this dry ball early in the quarter. Larkin played well on the half-back line. Dorotich well out from goal. Carlton now trying to run the ball. Set it up with a little bit of movement and space. Kernahan, Martin. Ball to ground. Gleeson, can he run onto it? The ground holding him up and strength prevailing as Martin comes through strongly. Relieving for North Melbourne, goes boundary line. The ball holding up in the mud. Good play, Michael Martin. Gleeson still running on. Cracker. Injured right leg, Phil Cracker. Buckley relieving, centre wing. Law started on the back line, moved to centre half forward position at half time. And the ball to be thrown in. Wayne Carey. North Melbourne player seeing the ball over the boundary line. Madden using his height again. Done well in the ruck today, Madden. McKinnon on at half-time, gets a quick kick. McCarthy, centre-half back, started with full forward, across to Bryce. Bryce going long to centre-half forward. The high ball underneath it. Longmire. Ramiro, he's got a chance. Handball. Dwyer's well within kicking distance. What has he done? He's posted North 6th, 5th.
And North have hit the front.
A good build-up by North. Ramiro too far out for goal on a dry day, well within kicking distance. And Dwyer getting away from his Carlton opponent from 30 metres out, bangs through the 5th for North.
That's the first score behind or goal that North have had at the Heatley stand end all day. DeRuy across to Madden. North Melbourne in front. They lead for the first time since they got the first goal of the match. Dorotic knocked off the ball, but will get the free kick. John Dorotic about 75 metres from goal. Well, North and Carlton have played some absolute nail-biters in the last few years. This looks like being another one. Long kick. Kernahan at the back. Rove by Gleeson, but he can't win clean possession. Murphy shrugs the tackle. Hand pass intercepted by Ackley. Kernahan. Ackley again played well, was legged by McKinnon and will take the free kick. 39 plays 38. At this ground last year, Gleeson kicked a goal with 3 seconds remaining to beat North. Nailey shuffles the ball out. Looked like a throw, but it wasn't penalised. McKinnon near the boundary line, hooks back, and a diving mark is well taken by Ackley in the back pocket. But when Carlton were running with the breeze in the second quarter, they had problems getting to that defensive pocket, and they're doing it again.
This is where North Melbourne want the ball. On that outer flank, Larkin relieving. Coming through well, Meldrum. Hot pursuit, Ramiro. German quickly on. And North Melbourne getting the ball down forward any way they can. Carey just can't handle the ball cleanly. And again, Ian Clayton will have to come in and throw the ball up. Play on centre wing. Point the difference. North Melbourne's favour, 39 playing 38. Bryce, Madden again has used his height well all day. Robertson quickly across to Meldrum. Meldrum playing on quickly, ball covering no distance and players throwing themselves in again. Umpire Ian Clayton for the umpteenth time today will have to throw the ball up. Madden to do the ruck work. Paul Bryce. Aitken. Played well on half-back. So is that player. Wayne Blackwell across to Meldrum. Quickly to the centre-half forward play. But this man, McCarthy, played well since he's gone to centre-half-back. Plays on quickly. Kick it. Hannah. Longmire. Hannah quickly. Good tackle there by Kicker and desperate play. And the ball again on the 50-metre line. And Ian Clayton throwing it up once more. Derek Kickett. Man underneath the pack. Relaying the ball to Ian Clayton.
North by a point. Madden with a two-fister. Off the ground by DeRuy, short of centre wing. Oh, McCarthy, brilliant football in the heavy going. Long kick to the forward pocket. Kickett went too early. Comes back to him though. Hurried kick for goal by Kickett. Across the face of goals and through for a behind. North by 2 points. Derek Kickett, 1 goal, 1 and 2 out of bounds. But they just may be playing their best football for the game when it counts in this last quarter. They're out of the 5 by percentage only. Important to get the 4 points here today. Nailey marks. Centre wing, Meldrum takes a good mark. Ball looking quite clean at the moment. Kick by Meldrum to half forward. Johnston, oh, what a mark. He got rid of his opponent, Buckley, and squatted to take the mark. Wayne Johnston off the left boot. Out towards the pocket. Dorotic, oh, he should have marked it. And it's bounced off him into the behind post for a throw-in. Well, he should have wrapped those arms around that one. But still Carlton with a chance. They're in the attacking pocket. Need a goal out of this. Dorotic wins the tap. Gleeson pulled off his kick. Murphy shuffles the hand pass to Herman. Snap for goal is offline. and out on the full. Well, they wasted some chances in the second quarter, and they're starting like it again with the breeze in this last turn.
The flank that North Melbourne want the ball when defending, and the recipient, John McCarthy, will relieve deep. The full back line goes long. Players starting to kick the ball a little longer. Martin quickly out to centre wing. Schwoz traps the ball well in front of Blackwell. It's been a good battle between those two. Derui, another solid contributor today. Onto the left foot. Back in towards centre half forward. McRae in front. Bradley underneath. Players again throwing themselves in desperately, realising the seriousness of the situation. The ball sticks in the mud and see Jose Ramiro just can't trap it. McRae running on quickly. Again tries to soccer the ball off the ground, but it seems to stick. And Bradley coming in as well. And the last man up, Adrian Gleeson. Mike Ball with the ball. Again, the height of Madden winning out. Larkin quickly off the ground towards centre half forward. Transferred play quickly was McCarthy. Dwyer, now this looks like another goal if he can steady Peter German. He does, but the ball just does not make the distance. And good play there by Warren McKenzie to see the ball over the boundary line and to be thrown in North's left forward pocket. North Melbourne have got to bring the ball back in towards the centre and at least open up the goal face. Carey, Madden doing the ruck work. Hanno, solid performer all day. Ball on the ground, players throwing themselves on it again. Not much advantage out of that play. And again, in Clayton to throw the ball up only 20 metres from the North Melbourne goal.
North leading by 2 points with 16 minutes remaining in the match. Madden wins again, absolutely dominating the ruck. Lyle off the ground at the moment for North, and North Melbourne having to go with Paul Bryce against Justin Madden, who was winning the hitouts 41-17. And North Melbourne, who've gone into the game without Arsiri and Jim Cracker, you'd wonder how they'd ever get the ball out of there, but they lead the match. Steele gets the hand pass away. It comes to Larkin. He's inside 50. To full forward. Longmire climbs, can't take the mark. He's back on it. Ridden into the ground, or German kicks back into the pack. And the umpire will throw it up again.
There's some desperate play there, Drew. They're certainly dogged, those North Melbourne forwards. Peter German, covered in mud. And the ball on the edge of the sand. This ground sprinkled with sand, trying to mop up some of the wet. Madden, Law, Peter Dean, a solid performer today. He only gets as far as Ackley. And David Ackley, 60 metres from goal. No options on. All he can do is go long and hope, and he does so. Players throw themselves in. It's Justin Madden appealing for the mark. And on the second attempt, Ian Clayton says, yes, it's yours, Justin.
5 marks for the match and 13 possessions, a million hitouts. Martin takes the mark for North Melbourne, well up the ground, forward of the wing. In the second quarter, when North were running into the breeze, they didn't spend any more than about 3 minutes forward of the centre line, but they're doing most of the attacking in this last quarter. Kicked by Martin, slightly off the side of the boot, but not bad distance. Comes to the front. Gleeson hurriedly out of there. Steele over his head. Good mark, Kernahan. He's had to go right back to half-back. The Carlton skipper. Kick short of centre wing. Kennedy on for the Blues, getting his first run all day in this last quarter. And the ball out of play for a throw-in.
Kennedy replacing Ian Herman. Ball on centre wing. A lot of players congesting around this throw-in. Madden might have been fringed on that occasion. Ramiro, quick handball across to Larkin. Derui, strong play, attacking play. McRae just can't trap the ball. Steele going to run onto this. Flown out. Smith, Blackwell underneath. And again, the ball near the centre of the mud patch will be thrown up once again. Throw-up's the order of the day. Umpires Mike Ball and Ian Clayton in charge. Just over 13 minutes remaining. Naily running onto the ball well on the 50-metre line. Traps it out to Johnson. Goes goalward. But in golfing terms, he's sliced it, and it's over the boundary line. And to bring it back into play, John McCarthy started as full forward and moved to the centre half back position.
Kicked by McCarthy. Kicking pretty well into the breeze now. Madden. Chance here for Carlton. Chest mark right in front to Meldrum.
Interesting, Drew, just before Madden kicked that ball, he actually threw Paul Bryce to the ground. Now, obviously, the umpire didn't see that, but he recovered quickly enough to get that ball down the ground. But had the umpire seen it, might have been a free kick, and the ball might not be with Paul Meldrum.
25 metres out right in front, and he's missed it. Oh, he just snuck it in. Looked like a hook to me.
Actually, he really didn't kick through that ball on that occasion, Paul Meldrum. He tried to spear it through. More or less looked like a pass. Now there is, just before there is Bryce going down to the ground, and Madden then picks up the ball. Now there's the spear. Didn't really kick through it, Paul Meldrum, but nonetheless, they all count. 44 playing 40.
So Carlton back in front by 4 points. Madden wins another centre hit out. DeRuy over the ball. Gets it clear, but the umpire's whistle's gone, and we'll have another throw up. 6-8 playing 5-10. Carlton in front. Under 12 minutes left in the game at Princes Park. Madden another one. Phil Cracker. Across the ground to Steele. Can't break the tackle. Off to Smith, though. Trouble for Robertson. Gleeson, he's lost it in the tackle. And once again, the umpire will prise them apart with a crowbar and throw it in the air.
Thought Adrian Gleeson had held the ball just a little bit too long on that occasion. But the ball very, very hard to control, and the players doing well under the situation. Madden again. Gleeson a high ball towards centre half forward. Nice tap on by Kernahan. But in front there is McCarthy, as he's been all day, whether playing at full forward or up the ground, but obviously he's hurt his leg, McCarthy. He limps away, but the free kick going to North Melbourne at the centre half back position. And David Dwyer, the recipient, goes short, looking for and finding David Ackley. Ackley playing on quickly, doesn't get much distance with the ball, it's becoming heavier. Martin, Naily. Good play by the little rover. Push the ball over the boundary line, and again Carlton can mount another sortie forward on the attacking side. Kernahan, Bryce. It's Kernahan again. Buckley through strongly towards centre wing, meeting the ball well as Carey, looking for options to lay it off, but can't. Ball prized out by Bradley, a high ball. Kernahan, Martin, Ackley, another high ball. Punch and the Bronx cheer for Wayne Schwoz, for what the crowd thought should have been a mark. He just couldn't sum up the situation quick enough, Wayne Schwoz. Safety first, going for the boundary line.
Oh, Naily, great roving. Bradley. Comes here to Robertson. Johnston competing for the mark. McKinnon in there, up towards the 50-metre line. Well, McCarthy dragged down on the tackle, not paid. Comes to McRae. Long kick to centre wing. And the ball goes out near the interchange gate. Well, Carlton clinging onto this lead, but you can't defend a 4-point lead, and we're under 10 minutes remaining in the game. Dwyer coming off the ground for North Melbourne, and Mark Lyle being brought back into the fray. Gleeson taps inboard to DeRuy. Ackley misses it. Comes to Naily. Ackley gets him in the back. Free kick to Mark Naily. Kernahan played on, but it's going to come back to the rover to take his free kick. David Dwyer with the doctor there. Doesn't look too good. An injury to his left arm or shoulder. Not a bad kick by Naily. Kernahan. Whistle's gone. There was interference. It's a North free to Martin against Kernahan. Been a pretty good battle. Steve Kernahan many times today hasn't tried to mark, he's tried to tap on, but he has taken 4 marks and had 7 kicks. Madden, a good punch forward. Chance for Johnston. Ball props in the sand there. It's like quicksand. McKinnon, good pickup. Gets the hand pass away to Murphy. Off to Aitken. Centering kick, all Carlton. Big chance here for the Blues. Snapped by Meldrum, but he's missed it.
Well, Meldrum already has kicked one goal today. It's a goal that put North Melbourne in front. Now John McCarthy with the ball. Looking further down the ground, but there's just no movement. Players just cannot drag their legs out of this mud. It's a high ball to the 50-metre line. Ackley quickly onto McRae, who goes to centre wing. Law behind on this occasion, punches down. Follows up well, the captain. The ball trapped. Ian Aiken appealing for the free kick. And Ian Clayton will throw it up once more. Peter Dean has played well on the half-back flank. Do the ruck work. Mark Lyle has just come off into change. And Justin Madden. Well down Madden. Aitken to Gleeson, and Gleeson paddles the ball over the boundary line. And again, it'll be thrown in. And Lyle and Madden to do the ruck work. 7.5 minutes left. Madden, Ackley underneath, rows it well. Quick kick doesn't cover much distance, but underneath it, Ian Aiken. Pack, and that's where he's kicking, not to the pack, but to Craig Bradley. He's just short of the pack, and good vision there by Aitken. There's a lot of players expecting the long ball. Bradley going long, this time to the pack. And North Melbourne had the numbers there, and taking the mark, being Buckley. Ben Buckley, who was on interchange for a while, gets it across quickly to Ackley, trying to run the ball, but the conditions will prevent that. Smith, good handball across to Kickett. Kickett looking for options further down the ground and has found Jose Ramiro. Now they're moving the ball quickly north. Ramiro playing on quickly, goes long into the goal square. It's Bryce behind. Can he bring it down? No. Hannah underneath. And over the top, Longmire, and the umpire's picked out a free kick against Longmire. Going to Mill on Hannah.
Well, desperation stakes now. Under 6.5 minutes left. Hannah short passes and finds Aitken. Still back in the back pocket. Carlton by 5 points. 6-9 to 5 goals 10. Aitken with 17 possessions has had a pretty good day. Up short of centre wing. The pack gathers. Thumped on by Madden. At the back is Smith. Sweeps the hand pass 15 metres up the ground. Chopped off by McKinnon. Murphy. Not quite. And the ball out of play. But Carlton have it up between the wing and half forward. Sure, they're on the defensive side of the ground, but if they can keep it in this half for the last 6 minutes of the match, they might just cling on and win. They lead by 5 points. The two number 4s have had a great battle all day. Kernahan taps out. Gleeson. His left footer is not bad. Dorotich goes to the back. Meldrum, nobody in front of him. He tries to shake off Law. Off the ground, he chips. Out of bounds on the full.
The umpire just not in the right position on that occasion to catch John Law, who was definitely retarding Paul Melder on his way to goal. Now Law with the ball. Goes long. North through Smith. Now they try to run it once again. Larkin just couldn't control it. Bradley underneath over the ball. And Smith coming over the top. And the crowd appealing for a free kick against Smith on Bradley. The umpire said no, throw it in, boundary umpire. Centre half forward, centre half back, go for it. Martin and Kernahan, it's Gleeson. A high ball down to the full forward line. Dorotich behind, can he mark it? No, play on, says the umpire. Nailey quickly onto the ball, has rove well today. Bursting through Ackley. North Melbourne certainly throwing themselves in, realising that desperation it's required. They're out of the 5-on percentage, and they're 5 points behind. 4.5 minutes left.
The last quarter has been all tied up. 1 goal, 1 apiece. 5 points the margin at three-quarter time. 5 points now. And the umpire will throw it up again. Just outside the 50-metre line, Carlton's right half-forward flank. Alex Jezelenko making a return here to Princes Park after getting the Blues off the floor last week in Sydney. Not much you can do about it with any positional changes or tactics. It's a real slog. DeRuy straight up and down the one spot almost. Chance for Meldrum again. Ducks a tackle. Gets the hand pass away. Murphy trying to prize the ball free, but can't do it. And the umpire will ball it up. This is right in front and 40 metres out. So Carlton have improved their position through the kick by DeRuy. Thrown up by umpire Clayton. Dorotich wins the tap. Phil Cracker there. Hooked in by Meldrum. Gets the hand pass away. McKinnon shrugs a tackle, loses the ball. Goes again. The umpire will throw it up again. Might be 42 metres out, so they've lost about 2. Carlton by 5 points, just over 3 minutes left at Princes Park.
And there is a pack around the ball. Dorotich, the big hit out. That's about all you can do, trying to open up play. Law relieving, but Bradley underneath his ball, juggles it, can't take it cleanly. Kennedy quickly onto the ball, who's come off interchange. Centre half forward, North follows up. It's Nailey, can he goal? He has, Mark Nailey. Carlton's 8, and Nailey's put them further in front. His first goal, Mark Nailey, and good roving. He's picked it up around the ground, back line, centre line, and now on the forward line. And they do this so well, Carlton. Those little fellows read it off the hands of the pack. You saw Gleeson do a copybook pick-up and goal in the first quarter. And on that occasion, it's Mark Nailey. The difference now, 11 points in favour of Carlton.
Well, what a game Nailey's had. 16 kicks and 12 hand passes, and the goal that looks like winning the match for the Blues. Across the ground goes Kernahan's soccer. Kick it and Aitken. It spills from Aitken to Bradley. He's thrown to the ground. Socket forward by Martin. The ball hasn't gone out. DeRuy for Carlton. Up towards half forward. Clever play by Johnston, but he's got the ball. It's held in, and the umpire will throw it up. Just over 2 minutes left. North need 2 goals to win the game. And they've kicked just 1 goal at the Heatley stand end all day. So you'd have to think that Carlton have it wrapped up now.
In these conditions, you'd say so, Drew. 2 minutes to play and 11 points. Normally not a good break in a game such as this, but conditions are such that the players just can't move the ball cleanly enough as DeRuy gets it out towards Johnson, who goes to centre half forward in front, spilling an easy mark. Law, Melbourne quickly onto it. Can this be another one? Dorotich quickly, but it's McRae who's onto the ball, and he'll see the ball over the boundary line. Carlton's right forward pocket. Dorotich to do the ruck work. Carthy doing it for North Melbourne. Dorotich down. Fraser Murphy can't trap the ball, and players throw themselves onto the ball once again. Larkin quickly out to German. Now they try and run the ball, North Melbourne. Great tackle there by Carlton, but it didn't retard North Melbourne's forward sortie. Centre wing, Cracker injured on one leg. But he gets the free kick against Mick Kennedy, and Phil Cracker plays on quickly, realising the situation. They've got to get goals, Carlton. Bryce is also injured. It's Blackwell. Cracker waiting for the ball. Kennedy taking a good diving mark and coming off the interchange at half-time. Andrew McKinnon.
McKinnon just behind centre wing. 40 seconds left. Kernahan, no mark. Comes to the back to Ackley. Floats the hand pass to Phil Cracker. Cracker's kick to centre half forward. Kennedy, the cleanest player on the ground, he's after it. He's only played the last quarter, Michael Kennedy. Gets the kick away wide to centre wing. Hannah leads the race. Cracker, kick it, a great chase. Keeps the ball out in front of himself. Taps again. Longmire, back to kick it. Time run out for North Melbourne. It's taken by Aitken. They're over the top of the ball now. 7 seconds left. Carlton by 11 points. Picked up by Steele. He's kicked to half forward on the chest of German. Plays on quickly. The siren beats North. So Carlton hang on and win a thriller here. 7-9-51. North Melbourne 5-10-40. It finished up being 16 scoring shots to 15 for an 11-point margin. And Alex Jezelenko, who's been at the helm for 2 weeks, has had 2 victories for the Blues, who are starting to fight their way up the ladder. And don't they look pleased with themselves? What an effort they've put in today in energy-sapping conditions. And Justin Madden there played a superb part in the victory with 5 marks, 13 kicks, and he won the hit-outs, the ratio of about 3-1. Well, the cricket pitch area in the middle, Peter, was an absolute bog, but they tried to dry the area around the ground with a squeegee and a roll, and actually they put tons of sand on the ground, and I don't know whether it was more like a beach or a quagmire, but the conditions were pretty diabolical. It was a real hard slog. Carlton got the points for the second week in a row with Alex Jezelenko at the helm. They led at every change, although they lost the lead at one stage in the last quarter. They hung on to win by 11 points, 7 goals, 9-51 to 5-10-40. For Carlton, Gleeson kicked 2 goals, but the winner was a goal by Mark Nayley in the last quarter, which swung the balance in favour of the Blues. Let's take a look at some highlights. And there are the match stats. Carlton ahead in kicks, also noticeably in tackles in the conditions, 26-18. And look at the hit-outs, Justin Madden, 48-18. North Melbourne virtually without a ruckman, Don.
Yes, and I thought Lyle did play well. He started the game very, very well, but Carlton had the better players on the day, Drew, and just going through and trying to find North Melbourne players was fairly difficult. I thought Matthew Larkin put in he put in all day on that half-back line, and hard to find other good players, but Carlton had a number. I thought Naylor was very good. Madden, we've already mentioned, playing in the ruck. He just dominated that position. He used his height because the opposition just couldn't jump off the ground, and good battle between Kernahan and Martin at the centre-half-back, centre-half-forward position respectively. Dorotich did well. I thought McCarthy was a good player for North Melbourne. When he was playing at full forward, he at least tacked the ball, and when he went to full-back, he attacked it again.
Do you think Carlton have turned the corner?
Well, I suppose they have, Drew. The point is they've won their last 2 games. That's more than they've done before. But I thought North Melbourne really did have a lot more at stake than what Carlton did. And I was a bit disappointed with North because I don't think enough of their players contributed.
So Carlton back on the winning list. They've won their last 2 in a row, and repeating the score here at Princes Park, they beat North Melbourne by 11 points, 7-9-51 to 5-10-40.